fever, so we sort of mucked around, had a chat, stuff like that. But I've never been one to hang out with bodybuilders, even since I was young, because the majority of them are just fucking, when they talk about meatheads, a lot of them are meatheads, and the younger generation now, what I want to talk about is fucking drugs and bullshit like this and blah, blah, blah. It's like, they don't want to hear about the fucking hard work, the dedication, the years and years of busting your ass. What I want to talk about is, what drug should I take with this drug? And if I take this drug and that drug, it's like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Do you remember when we did that UK tour 2006, and we talked about, I don't think we even talked about the drug side, because it just wasn't of interest to you, and you were more...
Like I said, I lived with Paul Dillett for 8 months. Well, Paul lived with me when he separated from his wife. We were getting ready for the 98 Olympia together. And like I said, I saw Paul take a bit of growth because it was in the fridge next to my chocolate cake and stuff like that. And then I'd see him load up a Winstrol syringe. He'd sit on the table for a couple of days. He'd take it whenever. But the whole 8 months Paul lived there, I never asked Paul, what drugs do you use? What cycle do you take? Because, what I take, what he takes, what anybody takes, doesn't matter. That's why I don't get why these young kids say, oh, I want to know what this guy's taking, or I know what Dorian takes. Look, if Dorian told you exactly what he's taking, and I tell you exactly what I'm taking, and Paul Dillett told you, I said, but even if I did, I said, even if you don't believe it or not, how does that help you? Because everyone's body responds different. So knowing my cycle, how's it going to help you? If anything, it's like, just fucking train and shit. If you're going to me, it's like, I tell people, if you want to be a bodybuilder, if you've got the genetics and you just start off training hard and eating right and resting, if you've got the genetics for it, your body will grow before you even touch a fucking drug. You won't need a drug. Your body will just respond to that. So when you do finally get the end of your potential naturally, when you take a drug, it will respond a bit more. But young kids now, they're taking drugs before they even get a gym membership. So it's like, there's no foundation work. And I've mentioned it so many times. Like I said, on weekends or during the week, I've got mates that go play golf. They love it. They have fun. But they're not coming up to me saying, Lee, next week I'm going to take on fucking Tiger Woods or this or that. I've got friends that play tennis. They're not saying they're going to take on Andy Murray on the Dole in a year's time. They're going to be pro. They do it for fun. But every dickhead that goes into the fucking gym thinks they're going to be Mr. Olympia and a pro bodybuilder if they take drugs. I don't know why. It's like, they just don't have they're out of touch with reality. And I see so many guys, like I said, if you want to go to the gym and train, have fun, better yourself, that's great. But then you see these guys, I'm sure you've seen them, 5 years, 10 years down the track, they're still pumping all the drugs into themselves. Some people quit their jobs. Some people's relationships fuck up.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. We were talking about this in the car. We were actually talking about this in the car.
I'm talking about Giles, actually. They just keep going and going and going. And like I said, they're like, here's reality and here's their fucking thing. Like, reality needs to whack them up the face. But I've seen so many people's lives just 10, 15 years later, taking more and more drugs. Like I said, and their relationships break up, they lose jobs, but yet in this dream of theirs, they want to be a pro bodybuilder or Mr. Olympia. And I said, it ain't going to happen. If you just want to go to the gym and train, that's great, but you got to come to realise at some point it's never going to happen. Because you'll have guys, like I said, they might be good, at those little local shows, but then the next guys up might be good at the bigger state shows or the national shows, and then you get the guys that will get a pro card, but just because you got a pro card doesn't mean you're going to be a great pro. That's a whole different level altogether again. So you just got to find out what you're good at and just, accept what you can do. Go for it if you can, but, if you can't do it year after year and you've got to keep pumping drugs in and nothing's changing, you're going backwards, well, it's just you got to face reality sometimes.